Hey there, class. Mr. Pusky here. Hope you're having a good day so far. This is chapter 9 of geometry. This chapter is about transformations. And so transformations are basically moving a shape or a figure from one place to another. You can rotate it, you can translate it, you can reflect it. There's lots of different ways you can do that. So we're going to start with today with translations. And so translations are basically like... so if we have like this triangle here, right? It's basically moving it a certain direction, but it's going to be in the same it's going to look the same. Why is it not writing? What's going on here? It's going to look the same no matter, it's kind of a bad drawing, but it's going to be basically in the same position. You're just kind of shifting it like left, right, up, down, that kind of thing. Okay? All right, so we have a warm up here. It says point A moved from -2, 1 to 3, 5. How far and which directions did it move? And you can use this graph to determine this, okay? Why don't you guys go ahead and see if you can figure this out. All right, so point A was -2, 1, so we go left 2, up 1. This is point A. The new point it went to was 3, 5, right 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm gonna call this. As A prime. This little kind of apostrophe thing here is called prime, and that's gonna be used in these kind of things here. Let's use a different color here. So how far to go from, let's go left or right and then up or down. So to go from A to A prime, do we go left or right? We go right. How far right did we go? How far right is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right 5. Okay, so we went right 5. Oops. And up how many? Up 4. All right, and that's all it's asking. It's saying how far did it go? Okay, so that would be a translation from A to A prime. So basically it goes right 5, up 4, and that's going to be it. All right, so we have some things to fill in here. So we have what's called an image. The image is the end figure. The what? End figure. Okay, produced from the transformation. So basically that would be A prime in this case, is the end. The pre-image is the original figure. Okay. That would be like A, where you start. All right. And isometry is a transformation that preserves shape and size. Preserves what? Shape and size. Some examples of isometries are translations, rotations, and reflections. Basically, these kind of things, they basically keep the shape and size the same, but they'll like kind of rotate. They'll kind of flip around like they're where they are and stuff, either location or orientation. Okay. All right. So let's do this. So in some texts, I don't know. For some reason, in some texts I've seen. I like to use a dashed line for the original figure for the pre-image, and then use the solid line for where it ends up. I think that makes sense. That kind of like a kind of a shadow, like where you were and where you are now. But in the textbook where this is from, they use a dashed line for where it ends up, which doesn't make sense to me. But if you guys want to do that, you can. Okay. All right. So we have this quadrilateral ABCD with vertices A -2, 6, B 2, 4, C 2, 1, and D -2, 3. And we're trying to find the image of each vertex after the translation of each point goes to x plus 3 and y minus 3. And this is to then graph it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start by let's see here. Let's graph the original shape. Okay. So we're going to graph A, B, C, and D. So we have -2, 6. Where we're going to go for that. Left 2, up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's going to be A. How about B? B is 2, 4. Right 2, up 4. Right 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's B. How about C? 2, 1. Right 2, up 1. That's C. How about D? -2, 3. Left 2, up 3. Okay, and I'm going to use a dashed line, okay, to show this is where it starts, okay? This is not where it ends up. All right, so that's the original figure. That's the pre-image, okay? All right, pre-image over here, so you guys know. Okay, pre-image, okay? I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use green for, I'll use green for, so we got to do kind of the image now, okay? So what we're going to do, this is saying take each x and add 3. This is saying take each y and subtract 3, okay? So what is negative 2 plus 3 going to be? Well, it's going to be 1, and 6 minus 3 is going to be 3, okay? So we take these numbers and we apply this rule to it, okay? So we get 1, 3. Why don't you guys go ahead and see if you can do B, C, and D for B prime, C prime, and D prime. Go ahead. All right, B prime should have been 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 minus 3 is 1, so 5, 1. 2 plus 3 is also 5, and 1 minus 3 is negative 2. And then we should have D, which is negative 2, 3, should be negative 2 plus 3 is 1, and 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay? All right, let's graph these now and let's see what happens. So we have A prime is right 1 up 3. Okay, that's A prime. All right, so we graphed A prime. We also have B prime, which is 5, 1. So we go right 5 up 1. There's my notes here. We also have 5, negative 2. So this is B prime. 5, negative 2, right 5 down 2. That's C prime. And we have D prime is 1, 0. Go right 1 and 0. That's D prime. And this one we're going to use a solid line. Okay? So you can see... so we'll use a different color here to show you what happened. Let's just take 1 point, right? Let's take A, right? So to go from A to A prime, we go right 3 and down 3. And so we're taking every point, we're going right 3, down 3, right? So right 3, down 3. So that's basically what we're doing. When we do that to every point, it basically kind of keeps the shape the same, okay? All right, so some rules here for translations. To move right or left, you're going to add or subtract from the x value. Okay. To move up or down, you're going to add or subtract from the what value? What do you think? The y value. Okay. If the figure does not move left or right, it stays as x. So, for example, if you had like x and y plus 2, this would be kind of the example of that. And if it does not move up or down, it would stay as y. So if you had like x minus 4 and y, the y would stay the same. Okay. All right. Now, instead of taking a rule and like graphing, we actually are trying to figure out what the rule is from a thing here. So you can see here what I was kind of talking about. Their image is dashed and their pre-image is solid, which is kind of goofy. So, but yeah, we'll go from here. So let's see. Okay, so to go from A to A prime, right? Which direction we go left? Oh, sorry, we actually go left or right first. I goofed up. So we want to go left or right. So to go from A to A prime, we go right or left? Go left. Left how many? We went left 3. Then where do we go to get to A prime? Up or down? Up 2. Okay. So the rule, we're going to do x comma y goes to what? Well, let's see here. So if we go left 3, what would that be? Would it be x plus 3 or x minus 3? X minus 3. And then we went up 2, would be y plus 2 or y minus 2? Plus 2. And this would be the rule right here. I kind of wrote it kind of close there, but yeah. So basically it goes from x, y, so we subtract 3 from x and add 2 to y, that moves it left 3 up 2. Okay? Alrighty, sounds good. Cool. All right, now, a little bit tricky thing that's on the quiz and test is instead of writing a rule for an image and a pre-image, okay? This is a little bit different, okay? So we're going to do what we normally were doing. Which was writing a rule. Like, so basically, pre-image to image is just normal, but image back to pre-image is a little bit different, and we'll have to think about that for a second here, okay? So we have these coordinates for this thing. I'm just going to pick a random point. I'm going to start with R, okay? So we have R. We'll just kind of figure out what's happening here. So R, the original image was 3, negative 3. Okay? So to go from R to R prime, okay, and R prime was what? 4, 1. So what's happening to go from 3 to 4? Well, to go from 3 to 4, we're going to do here's our rule here. X, Y goes to what, right? Well, let's see. So to go from 3 to 4, what do we do to the X? Well, we add 1, right? Good. And how do we get from negative 3 to 1? Well, we do Y plus 4. Okay, so this would be the rule right here. So that's from pre-image to image, okay? Now we're going the opposite direction, okay? And it says right here, to find a pre-image rule, undo the image rule for translation, okay? So we're going to go the opposite direction now. We're going to start with r prime, okay, which was 4, 1. And do the same thing, but we're kind of going a different direction here, okay? And then we're going to do, we have r, which r was 3, negative 3, okay? So again, so let's start with this. We have x, y. We're going to, now let's think about this, okay? So it's the same thing. We're going from 4 to 3. How do we get from 4 to 3 with x? Well, it's going to be x minus 1, right? And how do we get from 1 to negative 3? Well, it's going to be y minus 4. So what do you notice about the rules, okay? This is the pre-image to image, and this is image back to pre-image. What do you notice about these rules here? Yeah, they're kind of opposites of each other, right? So if we add one to go one direction, we subtract one to go back to the original, and the same thing we add 4 or subtract 4, okay? So just be prepared what it's asking for on the quiz or test. It might be asking like pre-image to image, which is kind of normal, or it's going to be asking to go back to the original pre-image, okay? All right, we have some checkpoints. Why don't you guys go ahead and pause the video and see how you do with the checkpoints. Okay, so we're going to actually have to, I should mention this here, we're going to have to like write all the coordinates here. So we have, let's write the rule first. We have x, y goes 2. We have x minus 4, and we have y plus 1. Okay. And so our points are, we have p was 4, 2. We have q was 6, 2. And we have r was 4, negative 2. Okay. And our new image, our p prime, right? So for p prime, we're subtracting 4 from 4, we get 0. And 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. So we get 0, 3. Q prime, let's see here. 6 minus 4 would be 2. And 2 plus 1 would be 3. And r prime would be 4 minus 4 is 0. And negative 2 minus 1, or sorry, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. We're going to graph these. So we have 4, 2, go right 4 up 2. That's P. We have 6, 2, right 6 up 2. That's Q. And we have R is 4, negative 2, right 4 down 2. That's R. And this is going to be a dashed. Okay, I'm going to use dashed. Okay. All right, and then the image is 0, 3, go up 3, that's P prime. Then we have Q is right 2 up 3, that's Q prime. We have R is 0, negative 1, that's R prime. And these are going to be solid. All right, and so that's, yeah, so basically the dash to the green is kind of where it goes. All right, now I want you to write a rule for the previous problem back to from, let's see here, example 2, let's see here. Example 2, where's example 2? Example 2, okay, so it wants the other direction of this. We went left 3, up 2, so for this one we're going, instead of going left 3, we're going to go right 3, down 2, right? We want the opposite direction. Okay, let's see if you can write a rule for that. Go ahead. All right, so, and again, so the original rule was x minus 3, y plus 2. So the opposite would be what? It would be x, y goes to x plus 3 and y minus 2. Okay, so that's basically going the opposite direction. All right, that should be all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we will talk soon.